Welcome to NonStopChess channel. Today we will study about an endgame that had occurred between two rated players. This video is for beginners and people who want to get a rating. In the endgame, we need to always calculate all the possible variations. Pause the video and analyze what is the outcome of the game. Is it a win, a loss, or a draw? Okay, let's evaluate the position. If we look into the position, both white and black has two pawns and a knight. Black is having an advanced pawn. What is an advanced pawn? An advanced pawn is going to be promoted to a queen. So we have to make sure that this is blocked. White has two connected pawns and black also has one isolated pawn. At a high level, if you look at the position, this looks like black is winning because the advanced pawn here looks like going to be queen, and then white, though has connected pawns, will not be able to defend it. Let us see what happened in the real game. In the real game, black won, but if white had played the correct move, this game could have been a drawn game. Let us evaluate and see how white could have drawn. In the actual game, what white played is, he played king f2. Now what black did is, he just played the knight e4 check. The king is forced to the e1, else it will become a queen, and black just took the pawn. Now white tried to play the knight, and the king now comes to e3 square, and after the check in d5, black simply has to go to f3 and he can win this game. Now let us look at how white could have actually drawn. Instead of moving the king to f2, white should have played knight f4. Again, king will move to e3 since the check. Here there is two options that white needs to evaluate. Take the pawn. Usually that is the mistake the beginners will do. In this position, white is playing for a draw and black is playing for a win. So white needs to make sure this pawn is eliminated, so the beginner will try to grab this pawn, hoping this connected pawns will eliminate this pawn and it can be a draw. Let us see how the black, by accurate moves, can avoid that. Now white will push the pawn to exchange. Black just simply need to move the knight, and now white wants to exchange it. Black simply just have to push the pawn. Now you need to be careful. This pawn is now looks like a passer. So how does black make sure defends it? Black has to move the knight and make sure the queening square is protected. Now the king will try to come and protect that pawn, but black can cut off the king from moving into the f4 square, and by that way now only option for white is to move that pawn, else black is going to come and attack it. Black will play a waiting move by moving from king e3 to e4. Now white is forced to move to either f2 or h3, and if h3, black just have to move to king f4, and now white is forced to move to either king h2 or king g2. Now if either of the move that white makes, this pawn is actually easily taken by black. Now let us look at what is the best continuation for white. In this position, after the check, king e3, now what white, once the king moves to h3, now white can easily capture this black pawn, since if black now promotes this to a queen, all white needs to do is just a fork, force the king, then exchange the knight for the queen. Black will take it, and now white simply can come and protect this pawn, and then the game is drawn. Hope you all understood the importance of Endgame by this beautiful game that happened in real time. To summarize, evaluate the position and see we are playing for a win or a draw first. All the effort you made could go waste by a single mistake in the end game. End games are complex, and you have to be extremely patient to ensure all the variations are looked into. Understanding this will help you win more games in the end game. Thank you.